Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's No Bull Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Brewery Bhavana out of Raleigh, North Carolina. I did that little 8-ounce can review of their barrel-aged Imperial Stout. And I said I was going to do another one from these guys. So this is it. This beer is called Boult. It says Imperial Kvass, which is kind of oxymoronic, but I mean, it's 6%, so, you know, it's not really an Imperial beer. It's just strong for a Kvass. Description, it says, Boult is our first collaboration, brewed with our friends at Bolted Bread. Their Nordic rye bread forms much of its malt bill, and it's aged for 6 months in neutral wine barrels with both their house leaven and our house sour culture. So, I have had this beer before. I had it on tap at a festival, and honestly, it was the best thing I had in the whole festival. It was so refreshing. I was so tired of drinking these giant lactic sours, and this beer is like so far removed from that, even though it is tart. And then, luckily, at some bottle share not too long ago, some guy brought one of these. He also got it in Raleigh, but at that point I knew that they had bottled it, so I was at least seeking it out. And luckily, the guy who went out to Raleigh from Salud last week brought some bottles back, so I was able to get some, which I'm really excited about, and I hope I'm able to get. I hope they. I mean, I know this was a collaboration, but I'm assuming that they made this more than once. I'm hoping. I don't know. Anyways. Pour it and see what we got. I can already smell it from here. So as you can see, it pours a somewhat cloudy, like peachy golden color with a very small dissipating white head. Oh yeah. The aroma is pretty cheesy, to be honest. It's actually more funk than I kind of remembered it even being. It's cheesy funk. There's definitely like some peach skins. A little bit of like wet rock, minerally character. Just that general like cobweb damp basement aroma. So let's get a taste here. Oh, I should have bought more of this. This beer is so good. Wow. I mean, it's funny, I've had it twice now, and I still, like, when I drink it the third time, I'm still blown away by how good it is. So, it's definitely more tart, less funk than what I've guessed from the aroma. But it still has, like, that tepid well water character. It's leathery, which I don't normally pick up from these kinds of beers, but I'm getting that right now. I'm still getting that like peach skin character, and there's a lot of like what I liken to. I'm trying to think the two breweries that to me are the most well known for it are like Crooked Stave and Wicked Weed. I know everyone hates Wicked Weed now, but they've had the same health character forever. They have that like sweet tarty, like slightly medicinal, but also like minerally tartness to it. Honestly, like the aroma on this If you told me this was like a peach sour, I would absolutely believe it. Like, that's how much stone fruit peach is coming out of this, which just blows my mind because I know that that's not in this beer. This is seriously one of my favorite beers that I've had in a long time. And I think it was like $13. To me, this is up there with like the top-notch New Glarus R&D beers. I mean, it even has like, and I think it's that leathery note that I'm getting, but it's almost like it was aged in apple brandy barrels or something. Like I'm getting some deep, over-ripened apple skin and woody notes too. And I know, like, I generally don't go that far into descriptions on beers because I think a lot of those are bullshit, to be honest. But with this is seriously incredibly complex, and I'm actually getting so many different flavors from it. You know, and it's one of those things too that, you know, I have something once and I'm like, oh, that's amazing, and then you know, a lot of times you get your hopes up and then you have it again and you're like, yeah, it's good, but it's not quite as good as I remembered it. When I had this a second time, I actually thought that a little bit. I was like, this is really good, but it's not quite as good as I remembered it, because I think, to me, it was such a savior in these giant lactic beers to have something just really refreshing like this. But then this time, it's the third time having it, I feel like this bottle is way more complex than the last one I had, and more complex than what I had on tap. What I had on tap was just a super refreshing, awesome, like minerally sour beer. This is super complex, and I'm blown away. I bought 2 bottles of it, one to do a review here, one to share with my friends in Pittsburgh. Hopefully, I don't think I'm going to be back in Charlotte for like 2 more weeks, but I don't think that there's really been a huge demand for their beer there, so I'm hoping this sits around, because if it does, I'm buying more of it. It's fantastic. It was, I think, $14 per bottle, which admittedly is kind of pricey for a 500 milliliter, but I don't care. It's absolutely worth it. I paid way more for way less, and that's not trying to brag. That's just me being stupid and paying money for stuff that doesn't deserve it. But yeah, I can't say enough about this beer. It's so good. No one's looking for it, which is even more of a reason to try to get it, because I think if that guy just got it taking a trip out there, then this is just sitting there at their brewery. So trade for it. Find someone in Raleigh who doesn't give a shit about it, so you don't have to give up anything crazy. Trade some Haze cans for this, because this beer is fantastic and it's awesome. So I don't think I need to go through the buy, drink, dump. It's obviously buy. I mean, if this was $20-25, I would still buy this. It's that good. Yeah, I don't know. There's sometimes something's so good, there's really not much else you can say about it, because you feel like you're just, you know, you're just jerking the brewery off so much that you don't, like, you know, it just sounds fake at that point when you say something so good, but it really is that good. But I don't know what else to say about it. So yeah, just get some. That's all I can say. Get some. So, like I said, that's all I got on this guy. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.